Welcome, Dark Warriors. This is Rumin. Last time we conquered Disc 1, and I don't know if this is necessary for me to do, but I thought I should show off how to swap a disc anyway. Now, if you're playing on console, so PlayStation, PS2, or PS3, those can all play PlayStation games. What you need to do is you need to eject the disc with this screen displayed. So while the game is on and a please insert disc 2 screen is displayed, just eject disc 1. Don't worry, it will not crash the game or anything. The game will still be on even after ejecting the disc. Then you want to insert the next disc, and then the game will load proper. Now, every good PS1 emulator also has this option. So I'm going to virtually eject this disc. So disk control, eject disk. It might look different for you depending on the emulator you're using, but an option to eject the disc and load a new disc will be somewhere on your emulator. You'll just have to find it yourself, unfortunately. But on this specific emulator, after ejecting the disc, I can load new disc and then load disc 2. So insert that disc, and then the game will load. It'll take a little bit, but it will load. And there you have it. And now that we're on disc 2, we can save. Now, the game uses your slots from disc 1, which is a little bit annoying. So you're gonna have to sacrifice some of your disc 1 saves for this disc, which is no big deal in the grand scheme of things. Sorry if showing off how to swap discs is redundant or boring or wasting time, but enough about that. Let's start our concentrations.
That little freak Lazar did it? I mean, I can't say I necessarily blame him. But these are runes? It can't be. The 4th and 14th runes, and even the 22nd. These were thought lost forever. His penmanship hasn't gotten any better, that's for sure. I can't tell if he's writing in code or just can't write at all. It is! It's a homunculus! Lazard, you did her, didn't you? You know how I am. I don't like to mess around.
The Philosopher's Stone. I found it.
What?
Misty, you took my homunculus, didn't you? I'd like it back if you don't mind terribly.
Lensburg. It's Jessie from Pokemon. Let's go get him. Also, her name is Misty. It would have been so funny if she had the same voice as Misty from Pokemon. Anyway, finally, this character. Oh boy. Oh, Miss Mystina. Whatever you are doing, whatever are you doing wandering around at this hour? Dyslexic. Oh, this and that. Basically, I'm consumed with melancholy after a particularly debauched midnight tryst. What? I'm joking. Or is she? Anyway, what do you want? Ahem. Lady Lorenza, she's passed away. Oh, I see.
That little freak Lazar did it? I mean, I can't say I necessarily blame him.
Gods, what a relief. The old bag is dead. Error, I don't think I like your attitude. Oh, Lazard, I could just eat you up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not sure how I feel about this person. Oh god, she's just as creepy as he is. Goodness, it certainly is chilly today. Whoa, is this like a soul transfer of some kind? So she's infiltrating Lizard's tower using this sort of projection of herself.
This entire tower is emitting magical energy. There are some sort of glyphs engraved on the walls. But these are runes? It can't be. The 4th and 14th runes, and even the 22nd. These were thought lost forever. What can this mean? Ah, they've already been dispelled. If he has the ability to shift such a huge tower into another dimension, just how powerful is he?
Gods, what kind of scary stuff does he get up to in these gloomy chambers anyway? I've still got time, don't I? We were here earlier. That's where we got the 2 items. This is Lizard's. The base metal. We found the base metal here. I love the little book turning animation there. His penmanship hasn't gotten any better, that's for sure. I mean, penmanship. I can't tell if he's writing a code or just can't write at all. That implies that it's actually an entirely new language. I think. I'm pretty sure it implies that Lizard just knows every language known to man. Lizard is insane. Like, he's like a genius. A man-made life form. It is! It's a homunculus! I didn't know he was into little girls. Oh my god. Oh, this game is so uncomfortable. Why? Why else would he make this? Oh boy. It's accurate right down to the naughty bits. Lord Mystina, why would you even say that? Why would you comment on that? Oh, that perv. How could he leave this sick thing lying around for decent girls like me to find? I mean, are you decent? I mean, I digress. I didn't come all this way here to spirit form. I mean, in spirit form for this. This is more information than I needed. But, oh, I know. What are you doing? Are you gonna steal it? Why is she stealing it? This is such a weird cutscene.
Well, this might be useful for a practice autopsy at least.
I kind of like that about Mystina. She's like, Lizard is a disgusting fucking pedophile. So I'm gonna steal his subject. Lizard, since when did you become such a dirty little peeping Tom? Excuse me, I am most definitely not a peeping Tom. Long time no see, want a drink? So how'd you get so powerful anyway? A magic question, right off. You haven't changed a bit. Lizard, you did her in, didn't you? I'm sorry? Talking about Lorenta. Alright, I'll tell you. You're the one who hasn't changed. Whatever, get to the point. The Philosopher's Stone, I found it. What? Well, figuratively speaking, I did. A more apt description of the stone would be the 10 billion page codex. It's not as if all the world's knowledge is suddenly yours after obtaining it. It must be read. That's nuts. So he read all 10 billion pages somehow. By the way, I have a favor I'd like to ask. So my theory on that is that that implies that Lizard entered some kind of ageless realm, so to speak. He found some kind of way to stop time, and he used all of his extra time to read all of these books, so yeah, that goes to show you how devoted Lizard is. By the way, I have a favor I'd like to ask. A favor. Misty, you took my homunculus, didn't you? I'd like to give it back. if you don't mind terribly. Don't give it back, Misty. Oh, and I don't want to seem as if I'm demanding it back. I might be willing to compensate you with something. She ain't gonna tolerate your creep pedophilianess. I'm such an uncomfortable character. I didn't know you had such scandalous fetishes, Lizard. I mean, I don't consider that a fetish. Please, ask of me whatever you like. It is a very important thing to me. Oh, alright. It is a very important thing to me. Well then, I'll go first. What I want is information about Bifrost. Or Bifrost? Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. In Valkyrie Profile 2, you get to cross this bridge, and it's one of the most beautiful locations in any game ever. Right. The single connection between Asgard and Midgard. I like to stand atop the summit of Yggdrasil, where it is said that Odin hung as he received his wisdom. That's interesting. The only thing that can satisfy your wants and desires is knowledge, Somehow I'm not surprised, Misty. What? Are you saying you're any different? At least I don't have a Lolita complex. See, I do like that about Misty. I mean, Mystina. You can tell she's disgusted with Lizard.
Reality is so boring. I'd choose to sleep forever if it didn't mean I'd never stop dreaming.
Don't worry, she's just sleeping. I wonder what she's dreaming about. This scene is fucked. They're playing weird, perverted bargaining with a child. So Lizard's like, if you give me my homunculus back, I'll give you knowledge in turn. I kinda like how ballsy the developers were, though. They were like, okay, we need to really, really drive home how depraved Lizard is. Like, we cannot chicken out on this subject matter. Oh my god. She certainly is cute. If she were to grow up, she'd be quite the beauty. That line of dialogue really shows that this is a 90s game. Commenting on a child's body and how they would look when they're older just would not fly in the 2020s. No, it would not. In fact, this scene is why I think this game hasn't gotten a remake in nearly 20 years. I love Lizard's face there. It says that the Rainbow Bridge is in the forest of the World Tree, where the elves live. We go there later. One of my favorite dungeons. That's right. What? That can't be. Oh, really? Really? Probably said it like that. Oh, those elves piss me off. Who do they think they are anyway? They never leave that damn forest and totally keep to themselves. I wish they'd all just crawl into a hole and die somewhere. What? Why so prejudiced over people minding their business? Oh my, that would be very bad indeed. Oh yeah? Why? You know what the elves are responsible for, don't you? Yeah, they protect Yggdrasil. I think that's how you say that. I know. If the World Tree were to wither and die, so would the world. Remember that line. Indeed, most people do not know that. I don't know about you, but I paid attention in theology class. Just listen to me, please. During the process of development on my homunculi, I learned something very interesting. Something interesting. The gods require elves to walk upon Midgard. In so many words, they are the vessels of the gods. So they soul transfer themselves into elves to walk among us. Yeah, and to get further to the point, elves themselves can be considered gods. Also, I've demonstrated that children can be born between humans and elves. No way. No, it's true. In fact, Odin himself is a half-elf. And what proof do you have? You know the tale of the time Odin gained the throne of the gods, yes? You mean the creation myth? Yes, I suppose. After the Great War, Odin ascended to the throne of the gods. But the world was left a blackened husk and no life remained on it, so Odin created the second race of man. That is why he is called the All-Father. You're boring me to death, Lizard. I don't think it's boring. I find it very interesting.
Odin used to be a rather weak god indeed. So then, how did he manage to become Lord of the Gods? Did you never wonder that, Misty?
Well, now that you mention it...
Humans are incomplete beings. Gods, then, can be considered the final evolution of man.
Look, it's the 3 Valkyries in a past life.
In other words, gods do not grow, but are static. However,
Odin was different, because he's a half-elf.
that's right. Because Odin's divine blood was mixed with mortal, he has the ability to grow, just as we humans do. Combining the finest traits of all beings, Odin was finally able to secure the throne. Now this is where it gets interesting. Gods use the vessels we call elves to travel through Midgard to protect the world tree.
You're repeating yourself, Lizard.
Listen well, Misty. It's possible to transfer human souls into elves. There it is, conclusive proof that gods and human souls are roughly equivalent beings.
So you're talking about moving souls from one body to another?
Do you know what my homunculi are crafted from?
Perversion?
They're half-elf, half-human.
Correct. My homunculi are essentially half-elves. If I were to shift my soul into the body of a homunculus, might I not become a god?
Oh boy, does that imply he wants to merge with one of his creepy vessels? Lizard, oh my god, this character right here. Well, that's about it. At any rate, it would be pointless to move the homunculus now. I no longer have anywhere to store it. I shall call again another day. Now, excuse me. I'm gonna go merge with my homunculi. In here. If I can't go somewhere as flesh and blood, it certainly is freeing just to break away and travel in spirit form. The ability to completely transcend space is definitely the plus of this condition. Misty. Can you hear me? I have ambitions beyond becoming a god, you know. What could be more ambitious than becoming a god? If I am able to refine magics that will allow me to seal a divine being within a homunculus, I will be able to challenge even the gods themselves. And at the same time, I will make the goddess I love my own. Is it not almost too good to be true? Lizard? Misty, you shall have the sleep you so desire. Dream your dreams somewhere other than this plane. That is all I care about. Does this not satisfy you? Your existence was a bit of a threat to me, I must admit. So you froze her to death?
Would you care to journey with us?
Me? With you?
Yes. Also, if you should join us, it may be possible for you to research Bifrost and Yggdrasil.
Fine, I'll come with you. I mean, it's not as if I really have any other choice, do I?
Indeed.
And you don't have to tempt me with stupid promises either. Besides, it might be fun to haunt that little freak.
Say hello to Mystina. Hi, Mystina. Okay, party. We're gonna swap Nanami out for her. That is right. This is Mystina. After graduating head of the class at Flensburg Sorcery Academy, she worked there as a researcher. She is a perfectionist who hates to lose and admits to being an egotistical narcissist with poor powers of self-analysis. This is one of the 3 characters that you are not allowed to transfer to Valhalla. One of the other untransferable Einherjar we have is Arngrim. Now, what do Arngrim and Mystina have in common that would make Freya not want them in Valhalla? Well, this is just my interpretation. I think it's because Arngrim and Mystina don't follow orders. They only do what they want. Anyway, this is probably the most difficult character in the main game to get. You can only get her if you defeated Lizard in Chapter 4. And defeating Lizard in Chapter 4 is not particularly easy by any stretch of the imagination. I showed off the easiest way that I personally know to do it, and we got Mystina without much issue. She comes with both Sap Guard and Mystic Cross, some of the best spells in the entire game right there, and she just comes with them default, so you're not going to have to waste any spell books on her, which is very, very nice. She is one of the tallest Einherjar in the game, which is great. That means that she can easily pick up gems that fly to her in battle, and she has a really short casting animation, so she could arguably be the best character in the main game, period. I mean, if you want to make the argument, you could say she is the best. And I'm being genuine when I say that. Ability, Mystina. Make sure she has Mystic Cross equipped by default, so her special attack is the Mystic Cross special attack, which is a very, very good special attack. It's better than Dark Savior special attack. Alright, we're gonna go back into Flensburg, because Mystina also gets an item. I wonder if any of the dialogue changed. Call of Genius by all. I wonder if you could have done... Oh yeah, they're talking about Lizard there. Yeah. That's exactly what they said last time. Lorenta was in this room earlier. No, wait, not that room. This room earlier. So if you re-enter, it's just like an empty place. Now, this is one of my favorite rooms in the game, actually. I love the lighting and detail in here. Alright, Mystina. Give me the good stuff. There's nothing we can do. It really makes me mad. Here it is, gotta have this. Yeah, I'd be pissed too, personally speaking. I wish you could explore that room, but you cannot. So yeah, run in here, grab the Infinity Wand. That wand is not particularly good, but it is a unique item nonetheless, and this is a 100% playthrough, so I will get every item, no matter how useless that item may be. And now let's get Audi 5000 so we can do some crafting. That's right, we're gonna do some crafting. And if you don't want to mess up while crafting, because messing up while crafting is pretty easy to do, then you can save before you start your crafting. So data, save, and I'm going to save in slot 2. Alright, okay, let's start our crafting now. Throughout this entire game, we've been picking up items that seem like they're useless. We got the broken blade and the broken bow. We can't even convert these into MP, and we can't even use them as weapons. But we can transmutate them into the longbow and the broadsword, which are also kind of useless. So what's the point? Well, we can go to equipment, and then we can equip the creation gem, which we got from Lizard's tower. A gem which is used to transmute divinely created items. It can be equipped and used by Valkyrie. When we have that equipped, we can unlock Tier 2 crafting, and then we can transmutate the broken blade into the bastard sword, and we can turn the broken bow into a rapid bow. Those are slightly better, but still not particularly impressive by any stretch of the imagination. However, if we go to the artifacts, we can find the Manual of Resurrection. This is an artifact. Do not give this the Lord Odin. We can turn that into an Ori Halkin. If you don't have the Manual of Resurrection, then oh well. Don't give artifacts to Lord Odin. We can turn the Ori Halkin into a creation jewel. Let's go look at the creation jewel, shall we? Alright, creation jewel. A gem which is used to transmute divinely created items. Greater and more powerful items can be created. It can be equipped and used by Valkyrie. That's right, this is different than the creation gem. It has a slightly more elaborate description. You can create the creation jewel in the crafting menu of the creation gem, allowing us to acquire the secret third tier of crafting. Now we can transmutate the broken blade into a glare guard, which is much better than the weapons they were offering previously. And we can turn the broken bow into a Cranequin crossbow. I hope I said that right. We can turn a quartz gem into Scarlet Edge. We can turn Lapis Lazuli into Last Trial. We can turn the unicorn horn into Unicorn's Horn, like that. We can turn a holy relic into an icicle sword. Hello everyone, this is Editing Rumin. That is actually the only holy relic in the entire game. The holy relic doesn't do anything, but if you don't want to get rid of it, since it's one of a kind, then you can reframe from turning it into an icicle sword. we can turn a Book of Everlasting Life into another Icicle Sword. I would actually recommend making 2 of those for the time being. This is Editing Room, and again, there are only 2 Books of Everlasting Life in the entire game. So if you want 2 Icicle Swords, you're going to have to either sacrifice the Holy Relic or both Books of Everlasting Life. If you want to keep both the Holy Relic and the Book of Everlasting Life, even though they're useless, then just make 1 Icicle Sword. Not having 2 of them is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. I just personally like having 2 of them. Also, we will be getting a Glare Sword shortly anyway, and the Glare Sword is just as good, if not better, than the Icicle Sword. So you really don't need 2 of these swords, and you can keep your Holy Relic and a Book of Everlasting Life to have in your inventory if you want. Alternatively, you could turn both Books of Everlasting Life and the Holy Relic into Icicle Swords, thus having all 3 Icicle Swords in the entire game. So how does that sound? And then we can turn Darkness Arrow into False Arrow if you want. That's another skill. We can turn Resist Damage into Triple Distress, Scarlet Edge into Charge. We can make other skills if we want. For the time being, let's use the skills that we have not used yet. So Last Trial, Concentration, Resist Damage here, Scarlet Edge, Strike Edge, Noise Arrow, Hit, Dancing Sword. Is there anything else? Splash, already used Splash. Make sure you got all the skills, you haven't used it. Okay, Adept Illusion right there. And any more skills? Combo Counter, already used Combo Counter. Alright, is that all? Okay, Transmute. Let's see if we can make any other skills we don't have at the moment. Darkness Arrow. Did I use Darkness Arrow? There we go. Any other skills? Okay, those are all the skills that we have access to at the moment. You go to skills, and you can see that they're in the menu now, so where is Hit? Yep, we unlocked Hit right there. We unlocked Resist Damage. We unlocked Avoid. We unlocked Darkness Arrow, Noise Arrow. And yeah, we have a lot of new skills now, and we will be sure to acquire all the skills in this 100% playthrough. We have a lot of capacity points to waste, so just spend them. Right, there we go. And then where is Arngrim? There is Arngrim. Okay, we're gonna spend some of Arngrim's capacity points here. So there you have it. Okay, equipment Valkyrie. We are done with our crafting for the time being, so we can turn the treasure search back on. Could never really say that properly. Okay, Icicle Sword. Look at how strong this is. It instantly kills ice enemies and does 1200 damage. That is very nice. You're going to be giving that same thing to Arngrim. Very good weapon there. We are going to give the Unicorn's Horn to Mystina. That is a very good staff. It does not break, and it does 1300 magic damage. That is very good. And now we have the Glare Guard. The Glare Guard is an arm piece that you can give to mages. They have not had access to any arm pieces so far. So give one of them the Glare Guard, and there you have it. We have 2 Bracelets of Zoe's. Give both of those to Mystina. Look at that. Our team so far has 4 Bracelets of Zoe's. That is so good right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The more of those, the better. You can never go wrong with that item. Alright, now we can save. And if you mess up during any of that crafting, then you can just reload the other save you made and retry. There are a lot of inputs there that are pretty easy to mess up. Like, you might select the wrong item or something and then turn it into something you don't want. Also, be thankful that the crafting in this game is not like Star Ocean crafting. Star Ocean is a very similar series made by the same developers that takes place in the same universe as Valkyrie Profile. And the crafting in Star Ocean games is randomized. So all those items we created in this game, we had a 100% chance of making those items. There was no RNG involved at all. All we needed to do was find and have the correct items to do it. So we will always be able to turn a Broken Blade into a Glare Guard every time without exception. But no, in Star Ocean, crafting is heavily RNG based. So if you don't like the crafting in this game, at least be thankful that it's not like the crafting in Star Ocean games, okay? Anyway, before I get a move on, I'm going to quickly run through all of my characters just to level up any excess capacity points that they happen to have. This is also why I like the North American PS1 version the best. It has the best menu, you see. Is survival up all the way? Like, you cannot swap characters like this conveniently in any other version except I think the Android version. So if you want to level up your capacity points on other characters, you have to go to party first, and they have to swap them out like this. And then, now that I have Janice here, I can select Janice and then level it up that way. Which makes this game pretty tedious. But in this version, I can just swap through each character conveniently using the trigger buttons, and that makes everything so much better. Anyway, auto item and guts. Whenever you notice a character has an excess amount of capacity points, the first two things you want to level up is auto item and guts, and then survival in that order of importance. So there, and any other characters have an excess amount of capacity points here? Nah, okay. Time for another concentration.
Even the kids are worrying about me now. What's wrong with me lately? I don't want to be left alone again.
They've sent half the army. Why? It hurts. I don't want to die. Lucian, you can't just leave me.
Oh boy, Garabellum. That's right, Garabellum. This character has been a long time coming. This character is not randomized. This one will always be in Chapter 5 every time. Because he's important, to say the least. What happened? Oh, it's nothing. I'm just thinking. I wonder if I could do a Brock impression. I doubt it.
Even the kids are worrying about me now. What's wrong with me lately?
Even the kids are worrying about me now. What's wrong with me lately? Yeah, no. How much did we take in today? 220, 221, 226. Looks like 230 bucks. Wow, I'm so talented. Oh, give me a break. Everyone did great today. You can't make this kind of money working by yourself. You're late, guys. You guys gotta get out of here. Didn't you hear what happened to Baron? Huh? That idiot picked a nobleman's pocket. They caught him, and then they tortured him to death. Oh no, I cared so much about that extremely minor character. No way! Sorry, kid, but it's for real. His body's hanging from a post in town. It's horrible. Oh my gosh. But that ain't all. The worst part is, since he messed up the nobility, they sent the whole army to wipe out all the thieves in the slums. You gotta get out of here. The thief hunt is just a pretense to wipe out the slum dwellers. They're killing people left and right. It's complete madness. What are we gonna do? And what about Rusty? He just went out there. Well, too late for him. If he's still alive, they'll find him. Me, I'm getting out of here. I heard they're coming this way. Oh my gosh. Let's use the back door. This is one of the most intense pieces of conversation in the entire game. Like this one really put me on edge when I first played. But what about the kids? I'll take care of them. You go on ahead. But we'll meet up in the woods outside town. It'll be more dangerous if we go together. Please go. There's Lucian being a badass. But the kids trust me most. that can't be helped now. That's right, Lucian is protecting his girl. He's telling her, no, you go on ahead. I'll go save the children, because Lucian's a badass. All this for a few measly pickpockets. They've sent half the army. I don't want to die. You can't kill me. Lou! Damn it. I love his expression there. I've made it this far. Wasn't that enough? Why? I don't want to be left alone again. I just don't know what I should do. What are you talking about? No way am I gonna run off and leave you here. No. A long time ago, she died first and left me alone. If that happens again, I told you, I'm not going to leave you. I'm sorry. No, Lucian. No! All these children.
Who are you?
I am the one who chooses souls.
You're a Valkyrie? But you look just like...
Do you not wish to come with me? You have earned the right to join the Einherjar.
But what about Claire? I can't just abandon her.
If that is how you feel.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't do a Brock impression. Actually, it's funny, I had people telling me my Arngrim impression was pretty decent on my first playthrough. Aren't you just a blade of grass in the wind? I think that cutscene made me shed a tear when I first played. The part where Lenneth is above Garabellum listening to the children scream. That part really got to me. I almost cried there on my first playthrough. A young man from a poor village in the Vilnor region, haunted for years by the tragic death of his childhood girlfriend, he sees the vestiges of her in the Valkyrie. Strong in battle but lacking the true spirit of a hero. What do you mean? He went out in the slums to go protect the children in the previous cutscene. I think he's enough of a hero anyway. This character is extremely useful. Very, very useful. He might not be the best character, but that does not stop him from being one of the most useful characters. He is extremely reliable. If you want a consistent team, then he's one of the best characters you can put on that team. He drops a ton of gems in battle, thus allowing your mages to be able to get a lot of turns in, and allowing his partners to get in a lot of special attacks as well. And everything looks all different now. See, that's why this game is cool. You can enter the towns earlier in the game, and then if you enter them later in the game, you can see that they do change over time. This place is all destroyed now. There are a lot less people walking around, and she has a unique design. That NPC right there, what? I've never seen that one. She looked important. She had like green hair. What in the world? Who is that? Will she be there again if I leave and re-enter? Where is she? She's right there. Why do you look so unique compared to everyone else? You right there. You specifically. Don't you leave me. I said stop. So yeah, you can come back to Garbellum. You can see everything destroyed. You can go up there and see how there are less people walking around than last time. That's very depressing. Now let's get a move on. Now let's do some more concentrations, because that's what this game is all about. Cave of Oblivion, I think. Maybe. Citadel of Flame, no. I swear the Cave of Oblivion song and the normal dungeon song sound a little different.
What does red look like? Why was I even born? Where's Daddy? I can't. We'd be better off without you, little witch!
Highland. This one's Highland. Yeah. This is one of my favorite characters, personally speaking. I absolutely love this character. And this next cutscene gets to me every time. This one's really hard for me to watch, personally. Hi, Shiho! She's one of my favorite characters. Man, I really like this character. Please forgive me. My power is not enough. Not enough, you say? How many times? I mean, how many men have died after being driven mad by your song? We'd be better off without you. Can you understand that? Little witch.
A hero's death is the greatest honor a man can attain. Shiho, you are our inspiration. Your song makes men into warriors with no fear of death, and brings our nation great honor. So please don't let the words of that foolish woman upset you.
Listen, the melodious throbbing of life's sacred hymns. Actually, is she singing this right now? Listen, the melodious throbbing of life's sacred hymns? Or something like that. I think she is singing that, though. The Highland army is even stronger than the rumors said. That stranger transformed the warriors into fearless berserkers. As long as that songstress draws breath, we have no hope of victory. The song, it stopped. I love how they cut the background music to signify that. Really cool background here. This is the only time in the game you see this background specifically. I like how it's like, you know, a bunch of smoke above there. You see the fire in the background. Very, like, ominous, dead scenery. Panic is spreading throughout the enemy troops. I didn't say to stop singing. Sing! I said sing, sing, woman. No, stop, no! Don't you kick her! Get your hands off her. I don't understand. Why did you stop singing? There's Suo right there. Red, what does red look like? Then you can't see. From birth, I've been destined for life as a song maiden. The gods gave me no light, though. Perhaps they grew tired of giving it. Yet, is my desiring it such a terrible thing? That's depressingly poetic. If you gave up singing, what would you desire? Death. Suo's like, as you wish. And then he's like, no. There's a better way to do this. I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm being so serious. We have the enemy song maiden. Quite beautiful. Yes, but... No! Suo! Suo thought he was protecting her. Why? Even her companions abandoned her fighting spirit and all that. Suo. Have her charms enchanted you, then? That woman has led many of your compatriots to their deaths. But it wasn't her fault. It was the soldiers' fault. That cutscene, God, that one's depressing. I also like that cutscene for purely, like, from a purely artistic standpoint. Because you see a lot of nice backgrounds in that one, and only in that specific Einherjar cutscene. So, say hi to... Wait, don't... Yeah, Mystic Cross. Okay, say hi to Shiho. She is one of the best default mages in the game. She comes with a lot of amazing spells. Might Reinforce, Guard Reinforce, Invokes, Feather, Heal, and Normalize. Might Reinforce and Guard Reinforce are extremely good, especially in Chapter 5 this early. In fact, I'm pretty sure Shiho is the earliest possible way to get Might Reinforce, but Shiho will gladly give it to us in Chapter 5. In fact, I think the devs themselves knew that this selection of spells was really, really good. So unfortunately, Shiho has a pretty low starting magic stat. So she's not going to be as strong as your other mages, but her design, the spells she comes with, her story, and her voice acting is more than enough to make up for it. She has some of my favorite voice acting in the game. I think she might actually have my favorite voice acting in the game. So yeah, very awesome character there. Very, very tragic character. One of my favorites personally. I always like bringing her to the end of the game with me personally. And is this the Cave of Oblivion? Is that a placebo effect? Are the Cave of Oblivion and the normal dungeon songs different? Because I swear there's like something minor about them that like changes them up. Yeah, Cave of Oblivion. I don't know, I swear the Cave of Oblivion song has more of a bass to it or something. Like, see, I don't know what this is. I think this is gonna be a normal dungeon because we already got a Cave of Oblivion. Arkdain Ruins? Arkdain Ruins! That's a good one. And that's all. That is all. Okay. Now we can save before we're gonna move on with these particular dungeons. The Citadel of Flame is a particularly interesting one, to say the least. Alright, save your game. Alrighty. However, before we go on to the new dungeons, we want to enter Camille Village. This is because we have Lucian now. And I would highly recommend waiting till you get Lucian to start grinding, if you do want to grind for items. So, Arngrim, get back in your Pokeball, gosh darn it. We're gonna trade you out for Lucian. Okay, Lucian, we're gonna give him the Holy Sword Seraphy. If you don't have this, then oh well, don't give it to Odin. This is an artifact and a weapon. It has a 10% chance of doubling the amount of magic gems that appear. That is nice, but that is not why we have this weapon equipped. The real reason we want this weapon on Lucian is because of that. This specific weapon allows characters to do their first and third attacks, but not their second attack. And Lucian's first attack will throw the enemy up in the air, and then Lucian's third attack will capture that enemy on their fall back down. Then when the enemy gets hit by that attack, it will be sure to drop an item. Also, we are going to give Lucian an emerald necklace. I think Nanami has, yeah, Nanami has the emerald necklace. We're going to steal that from her. Going to give that to Lucian, and there you have it. This is the golden setup you want. And with all that said and done, we can start doing our grinding. Also, I highly recommend saving before doing this. I always say save before and after everything. That is so important in this specific game. Now, skip that enemy. Don't bother with it. We want the enemy in here. Look at that dastardly fiend. Okay. Equipment Valkyrie. I will give you the enemy search in replacement of the dimension slip, because you need to get rid of the dimension slip to actually encounter enemies. So, with Lucian, we're just gonna mash the button as fast as possible, okay? So, triangle, 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 go! Look at that, we got an item drop right there. That is right, that is how good Lucian is at getting item drops, okay? Now we can just kill this enemy in one foul swoop. And now let's see what that dragon zombie gave us.
You have served me well, my
The dragon zombie can drop one of two items. It might not have given us the weapon we want. I mean, what we want. Broken armor, okay. Nice, that is what we want. If that's not the broken armor, then reload the save and retry. Okay, items. Actually, you gotta, hold on a second. Gotta equip the correct items for the crafting. Okay, item, transmute. Glare sword. There you have it. Look at our sword collection. We have almost every single instant death weapon in the game now. We have the poison instant death weapon, which is the glare sword. We have the ice instant death weapon, which is the icicle sword. Then we have the dragon type enemy instant death weapon. We also have the succubi instant killing weapon, which is the Daemon Slayer, and then the Manticore instant killing weapon, the flying type enemy instant killing weapon, the magic type enemy instant killing weapon. That is right, we are building up our beautiful, beautiful collection of instant killing weapons. That is fantastic. Also, if you really want to, you can actually give the glare sword to Arngrim instead of the icicle sword. This is so you can keep a holy relic or book of everlasting life if you want to keep those. Alright, I think there's an enemy there. Not that one. Don't fight that enemy. The next enemy we want is this one right here. Okay, please give me the good stuff.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Alright, Lucian, go! Just mash triangle. Okay, good, we got an item there. Nice. That is so nice. Okay, end the round so Lucian recharges. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other enemy. Come on, give me an item, come on! There we go! There we go. Now we can just end this battle and we can see what we got there. Did we get what we want? Let's see. Broken blade, okay. Yeah. Broken blade, broken spear, okay. Use item. Transmute. Crimson Edge. Make that. The Crimson Edge is... oh my gosh, the menu in this game. There we go. This is a 1200 attack spear that does 90% more damage to fire type enemies. Look at how early in the game we get this. This is chapter 5. We have 3 more chapters left, and this is so good right now. This is like the best weapon we have. So... what we are going to do is we're going to give that to Aelia. There you have it. And if you didn't get the right item drop for that, then you're gonna have to reload. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Now, those are the two weapons we came here for, the Crimson Edge and the Glare Sword. But what we can do now is we can go through this entire dungeon again, fighting all the enemies we can with Lucian, so we can get as many item drops as possible. So equip the enemy search so you can sniff out any enemies that you happen to come by. Also, we have the timer ring. This was in Lizard's tower, found right next to the creation gem. Ring imprinted with the symbol for time. When it is equipped, the enemy speed will be halved. Only Valkyrie can equip it. This is a pretty interesting, somewhat useful item. So if we find an enemy a few rooms back, oh my gosh. Alright, so there's the enemy in this room. You see that enemy walking back and forth? Well, if we turn on the timer ring, so Valkyrie, timer ring, you can see that the enemies are a lot slower now. So with the timer ring on and the enemy search on, you'll be able to easily sniff out any enemies and get the advantage on them because they'll be so slow. So yeah, let's clear out the enemies in this dungeon. Let's see what items we can get.
And take this!
Look at that. That's why Lucian's so good. Look at how many magic gems our mage just picked up there. So charge turns are nothing to worry about if you have Lucian. Okay, in the middle of my Odd Rock Caves grind, I got enough capacity points to level up auto item on Mystina all the way. So that's right, I got auto item all the way. I have auto item equipped on her now, and Union Plumes at 100% and Elixirs at 99%. And there you have it. Okay. Okay, I officially have enough capacity points to level up auto item all the way on Lucian now. So, same deal. Actually, I can level up Guts all the way too. Setup, auto item, and then Elixirs 99%, and Union Plumes 100%. Just like that. Now item farming will be much easier, now that Lucian is not dying in one hit. Also, I should mention, if you really want to speed grinding up, you can use the less reliable Mystic Cross. This is not as good as Lucian's third attack at getting items, but it's still very, very good at getting items. And it's much faster. So yeah, see, we got one item drop there from these three enemies. Which ain't too bad. We could have gotten 3 items if we used Lucian. But yeah, I just wanted to show off that you can use Mystic Cross to speed this process up if you really, really want to. Like on these enemies, I wonder how many item drops I'd get. No item drops there. Yeah, it's less reliable, but it is faster.
I wonder if I'll ever get to pass this earring on.
I wonder if I'll ever get to pass this earring on. Wait a minute, why doesn't... You know what, never mind. Oh, look, the Mirror Pleiades worked. And it killed the enemy, so I couldn't get an item from it. Ah.
What? This dark force, it's...
Oh, hey, look, there's the Icicle Sword freezing an enemy. Oh god, this is one of the most annoying things that can happen. Because then it's gonna hit me again, and then, yeah. Can't do anything about that, no. That's Trice and their patented, designed to annoy philosophy. Okay, get over there, alright. I got no items from that, aw, man. No! No, it's gonna happen again! No! No, 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 get out of the Valkyrie! Okay, thank God, just barely got out of that one before it hit me again. Okay. Anyway, Anyway, I have defeated every single enemy encounter in this dungeon. I got quite a few item drops. Not as many as I would ideally like, but that is no big deal in the grand scheme of things. I wonder what the ceiling looks like here. Oh, that's cool. There's a chandelier there that like really blends in with the background. It's like the same exact color as everything. I wonder if the devs, like, I don't know, forgot to make it a different color or something. Also, unfortunately, with this particular dungeon, when you re-enter it from the town, the enemies do not respawn. If they did respawn, this would be a really, really awesome place to grind for items. The devs totally did that on purpose, though. The devs made the enemies in that specific dungeon, Otterrock Caves, drop really, really nice items. They made it a good grinding hotspot. Alright, so now I'm going to save, and I'm going to show off all the item drops that I got on my grind. Alright, so use item, and then sort by newest first. And they're already sorted by newest first. Okay. We got a falchion, a warhammer, vegetable seed, we got a lot of those. One broken armor. Ideally, you'd want to get a little more than that, but I got one. One necklace doll. I think you get the broken armor and the necklace doll from the dragons. Got an icicle edge, that's a spell. 4 broken spears, that's very nice. 2 broken blades, a sage, a holy drop. Actually, 3 holy drops and 3 golden eggs. These don't drop from enemies in that dungeon. You get holy drops from the Holy Grail, and you get the golden eggs from the golden fowl. So that is how these mysterious items spawned in our inventory. Anyway, we can transmutate the necklace doll into a scout orb. Let's look at that. And look at that. We have officially unlocked every single secret traversal item in the game. Malice search, trap search, dimension slip, treasure search, timer ring, and enemy search. You cannot have every single one of these equipped, but they do help a little bit in the grand scheme of things. So I personally like the dimension slip on because that gets rid of encounters altogether, and I like having the treasure search on. The scout orb is a little different. It cannot be equipped with the other traversal items. It has to go on an accessory slot, unfortunately. So if you want it, it's going to have to replace a Bracelet of Zoe. The Scout Orb reduces the chance of an enemy attacking first by half. I would personally group this item in with the secret traversal items. Even though it's a different type of item, I would classify it as such. So there you have it, the Scout Orb. If you didn't get a necklace doll, then don't worry. We will get a necklace doll later. It can be found in a dungeon and not through an enemy drop. So if you don't have that, then not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Also, equipment, be sure to equip the creation jewel for the time being. So if that equipped, we are going to go into the use item menu, and then we're going to transmutate these broken spears into crimson edges, and then we're going to convert those crimson edges into 18,000 MP. That is very nice. And then we're going to turn the broken blade into another glare guard. In my opinion, it is nice to have 2 of those. We're going to go to equipment, Valkyrie, and then we're going to equip the creation gem. That's right, we're going to nerf our creation abilities for the time being, so we can create a breastplate from this broken armor. The breastplate is a minor improvement over the dual armor, so we can give that to Arngrim. And now we are going to set Mystina up. So we're going to sort, and then we're going to go to type order. Okay. Use the weight reaction if you have not used that yet, and then we're going to give her Shadow Servant, so give that to Mystina there. And she already has Sap Guard, which is nice. She comes to Sap Guard, she's such a good mage. And then Reflect Sorcery, give that to Mystina. And then Poison Blow, Mystina. And then Spell Reinforce, Mystina. Alright, now look at Mystina. Actually, she is missing a spell that we want to give her. Hold on a second. Okay, transmutate. We are going to turn dampen magic into a different spell here. So creation gem, get rid of that. We're going to put on the dimension slip. Okay, with that unequipped, you can turn dampen magic into sap power. That is much, much better than dampen magic. And then we're going to give sap power to Mystina. And now look at Mystina. This is, in my opinion, the 8 best spells that you can have on any mage. Granted, we have Dark Savior and Normalize on Mystina. She comes with those, and we currently do not have the spells that I would replace those with. Later, we will be swapping out Dark Savior for Might Reinforce and Normalize for Guard Reinforce. 2 extremely good spells that only Shiho has at the moment. So Shiho is actually really, really nice for the time being. So why are these spells so good, except for Normalize and Dark Savior? Well, Mystic Cross has the most powerful special attack in the main game, and it's Holy Elemental, and a lot of enemies are weak to Holy. Sacred Javelin does the most damage on one target. So while Sacred Javelin can't hit every enemy on screen like a lot of other spells can, it can be nichely useful. Sap Guard debilitates the enemy's guard, so you can do extreme damage to them. This is very, very nice. This also works on boss fights. Shadow Servant does super effective damage to Fatal Glimmers, and Fatal Glimmers are extremely dangerous. Another thing that's nice about Shadow Servant is that its special attack is just as strong as Mystic Cross's, but it uses up less charge turns, which is nice. Reflect Sorcery allows us to reflect any spells that comes at us. This is really nice because it lasts 3 whole turns. So it doesn't only work on the round you use it on. No, it'll work 3 rounds after that, which is really, really nice. Poison Blow is the most reliable damaging magic attack in the game. Mystic Cross and Sacred Javelin are also both extremely powerful, but they have hitboxes that might fly past enemies. For example, Sacred Javelin can hit a maximum of 5 times, but if the enemy is too small, it will only hit 3 or 4 times. Poison Blow, on the other hand, will always hit every enemy on screen for max damage every single time, so you don't have to worry about any wonky hitboxes there. And it can also poison enemies, which is kind of nice. Spell Reinforce increases your magic damage by 50% for 10 rounds. This is really, really good. And Sap Power does the same thing as Sap Guard, except it reduces the enemy's attack. Are Normalize and Dark Savior any good? Well, Dark Savior is almost completely outclassed by Shadow Servant. They both do darkness damage, but Shadow Servant can hit every enemy on screen, but Dark Savior cannot, and Shadow Servant has a much, much better special attack than Dark Savior. So I don't know, from my perspective, it's just a completely outclassed spell. And Normalize can be nice because it can cure any status ailments, but I mean, you have items for that anyway, so this is also kind of outclassed in my opinion. And if all that's said and done, we can finally get on to the good stuff. That's right, sorry for making y'all wait. We are finally going to enter a dungeon. And this one is pretty interesting, to say the least. Citadel of Flame, a volcanic island to the southwest of Flensburg. That's kind of a random way to describe its location. Why not say it's southeast of Highland? At its center, gushing flaming red lava, is the famous volcano, named after the Lord Muspelheim. It is unknown whether the caves extending beneath the volcano are of natural or man-made origin. Oh boy, it's time for the best room in the game. Best room in the game. Oh boy, it's time for the best room in the game. Just hold forward and you will be able to get past all of these flames. And no, you cannot avoid damage here. Okay, Eye of Heaven. Okay, there we go. Alright. That part is no fun. In fact, that is literally the fastest I've ever done that part. I'm not even joking. I've never gotten to that part that fast before. Okay, jump over there. And Shadow Servant. Nice, one of the best spells in the game right there. In fact, we have that on one of our mages. And there's ice in this chest. You can, You can duck to avoid that. Soul Slayer. I don't think the Soul Slayer instantly kills anything. But it is a Slayer weapon. I'm pretty sure the Soul Slayer heals you when you use it, which is nice. So it'll steal the enemy's damage and give it to you. But it does break. So I got some drawbacks here. Oh boy, this part, when I first played this game, took me forever to figure out. So you gotta jump over to that platform, and you just cannot do it. You cannot jump over to it. So how do you do it? Well, you gotta break a crystal in front of you, and then that will bounce you over to the next platform. That took me forever to figure out. I am being so serious. And duck, yeah, duck. I think every chest in this dungeon that does have a trap is an ice chest, which is fitting for its fire elemental theme. Okay, jump on the crystal residue, break a crystal there, and then jump on the residue. We gotta be extra patient here. Extra patient. Okay, around here. Go, 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 go. Oh, man. This is, in my opinion, one of the hardest jumps in the game right here. This jump is extremely precise. So we're going to try that one more time. Actually, would that work? I don't think that would work. Yeah, oh, that doesn't even work. Oh, boy. There we go. You want to make sure you're just low enough, but just high enough so your jump does not hit this ceiling above you. And so you can just barely make it to this platform. That is a very precise jump. And luckily for us, this one is a little less precise. So this one's a little easier. And I just fell through the crystal. Oh my gosh. That's an easy jump if you don't fall right through the crystal there. Okay, finally, there is a reason why this specific chest is so difficult to get. It's because it's a flame jewel. Get that? Absolutely do not miss any flame jewels for the love of God. You want to get all 8 flame jewels before the end of the game. It's borderline mandatory, gosh dang it. And then there's this jump right here. So break the crystal, jump on the crystal, and then... Oh my gosh. Very good room. Best room in the game. Okay. Valkyrie! Okay. Gotta make sure the crystal residue goes just low enough, but just high enough so you can comfortably jump on it. Okay, there. Okay, there. And they gave us 40,000 event EXP right there because they knew that room was tough. Thank you, developers. I really appreciate it. I'm being genuine. I do appreciate that they decided to give us a lot of event EXP just for navigating that room correctly. Anyway, here is another very tricky, very dastardly room here. So, another very precise jump. There are a lot of precise jumps in this dungeon. So on this wall here, you gotta jump to that platform. And this is a lot tighter than it looks, so... Okay, go, 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 okay. And then up here... And then we can examine that. And then we can hear an explosion! Oh my goodness. And with that explosion, we have officially opened up the pathway to the very next room. So we're gonna make a crystal here. I'm gonna break that crystal, and then we're gonna jump on the crystal residue. And then we can go through here now. That's why we examined that ball. We examined the orb over there because that opens up this door. Actually, I wonder if this door has an animation where it opens. I don't see why it would, because if it does have an animation where it opens, then that animation is off screen. So it would be interesting if the devs decided to put in the effort to make an animation for our opening. We're gonna fully heal. Okay, for this boss fight, you want Valkyrie with an icicle sword, and you want to make sure Lucian has a weak weapon that can attack twice. I mean, with his third attack. So, Holy Sword Seraphy, 200 attack, first attack and third attacks are available to us. This is the perfect weapon for this. This weapon is weak, and it allows us to do our third attack. The reason why I want to be able to do our third attack for this specific boss fight is because this boss fight can drop a Bracelet of Zoe. It can totally drop a Bracelet of Zoe, so I want to make sure Lucian can get that weapon for us. Also, hold on a second. I want to show this room. I really like this room. I think it's one of the most underrated rooms in the game. Because, like, whose room is this? Who set this up here? Got alchemy and, like, a library here. This is crazy. It's like we just stumbled into one of Lizard's secret bases. Very, very interesting. Also, we have one of my favorite puzzles in the game right here. So, gotta take this vial or vase here. We gotta carry it over. Oh my gosh, Valkyrie! Pick that up. Okay, and now what we gotta do is we gotta capture the flames in this vase. So... okay, a lot of flames there. Valkyrie, get it, Valkyrie, get it. Okay. It would be cool if you could just throw the vase into the flames and then have the vase capture the flames like that and then complete the puzzle. Yeah, I really like that puzzle. I do. I think it's like, I don't know, I think it's neat. Spirit of Fire, how many human souls have been consumed by your flames? Wahaha, not only human souls, my dear. I've incinerated the souls of the children of the gods as well. Monster, does that mean this thing's killed immortals? I'll not be judged by a low-level goddess with pathetic attachment to mortals. If you wish to hold conversation with me, return to Odin, Lord of the Gods. Do not overestimate your value, Defiler of Souls. I like how Valkyrie goes, monster, in that cutscene. She's so amusing. Mystina, you stupid idiot! Get back here! Okay. We're gonna use Lucian until he gets the item drop. No item drop there, okay. End the turn. Just keep ending the turns until Lucian gets the item drop. This boss fight can be pretty boring because we're just constantly using Lucian until he gets the item drop. Mystina, you have guts! But she's not using it. Get back here! Okay. Elixirs are always nice. Okay. Give me the item! Oh, look, we got it! Okay, good. When you get the item, just kill it. There we go. Icicle Sword kills it in one hit.
Let us be gone from this place, my friend.
Alright, 3 levels up on 2 of our characters. Nice. Bracelet of Zoe. Nice. The more of those, the better. You never want to turn down a Bracelet of Zoe. I should mention the Harpy in Citadel of... not Citadel of Flame. In Salerno Academy can also drop a Bracelet of Zoe. But personally, I think it's much harder to get that item drop that early in the game with the characters we had. And we could get enough Bracelets of Zoes for all of our characters in other ways anyway, so... we did not need that Bracelet of Zoe. Infernace there. Don't get rid of the Infernace. That will be added to our instant killing weapon collection. Holy Water of Mithra. Alright, keep that. Okay, I'm gonna look at those items we just got. So, okay, use item. And then we can go to artifacts. You can see these items here. Okay, Bracelet of Zoe, very, very nice. Infernace. This might not look very strong, but it does instantly kill fire damaging enemies, which is nice. Anyway, this also like damages you when you use it, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still very nice to have in the grand scheme of things. It can be very Very useful. Got the Eternal Lamp here. A small flame which burns for all of eternity. Even unequipped, it prevents all allies from being frozen. This is so nice. Now our characters will never get frozen. So this completely outclasses freeze checks. Imagine if someone were to give this to Lord Odin because they don't fully understand the mechanics of the game. That would be unfortunate. So very, very nice artifacts from this dungeon. You got a weapon that can instantly kill enemies weak to fire. We got something that can completely prevent us from being frozen even when it's not equipped. So yeah, very cool dungeon here. I'm gonna look at the map just so the whole map can be seen here. This is a pretty small dungeon, actually, for how late in the game it is. This is also a hard mode exclusive dungeon. So that's pretty interesting. And we get a ton of event EXP here. A lot of fun platforming in this dungeon. A lot of tricky platforming. Some of the toughest platforming in this game. I do really like this dungeon. I think this dungeon is pretty underrated in this game. I just like how it's pretty short. I like how it's I like how it doesn't overstay its welcome. I like the platforming challenges. I like how we get a lot of very useful items from this dungeon. Get a lot of event EXP here. Yeah, this dungeon is just a grand old time. Also, it has this. Why is this in this dungeon? How are you supposed to get past that? Like, I've tested this so many times. I was like, maybe you gotta like make a crystal and then you can shield yourself from it. But no, the crystal falls immediately and it just melts when you try to hit a flame with it. I don't know how to get past that part without taking damage. Also, got like a cool statue there on the top there. Got like a gargoyle blending into the wall there. A lot of cool art in this dungeon. So yeah, that is the Citadel of Flame. And now that we have a bracelet of Zoe, we can finally give one of those to Arngrim. Because the bracelet of Zoe is the best accessory in the entire game. There is nothing better than a bracelet of Zoe. And we can save, because it's good to save before and after basically everything in this game. And why does the game keep freezing? What is happening? Oh my goodness, the game is killing itself. And I fixed it! The game is not hitching anymore. Anyway, we got a lot of skills from that battle. So, I mean, skill points from that battle. So we can finally level up Magic Pow all the way on Mystina here. Also gonna level up Survival on the way on her. Then we can go to Lorenta. Gonna level up Weight Reaction on her. Gonna go to Setup here. We're gonna give her Weight Reaction. Then on Lucian, he almost has 999 capacity points at the moment. We're gonna level up all of his traits. So he's serious, empathetic, nimble, unlucky, focused, and altruistic. That is very nice. If you want to cheat the Freya requirements, then what you can do is you can just, or what we can do is we can just level up each status here just one time. A lot of statuses, I mean a lot of D skills. Anyway, just doing that will allow Lucian to fill out pretty much every requirement that Freya could possibly ask for, or any Einherjar can fill out any requirements Freya can ask for just by leveling up each skill here one time, which is pretty convenient. So if you don't want to remember each and every single individual trait that Freya asks for, if you don't want to put in the brain power to do that, then you can just do this instead, and that will please Freya. Anyway, survival up all the way. That is very, very important. Magic Pow all the way. I mean, Attack Pow all the way. On Lucian, it's Attack Pow. And then we're going to level up Combo Counter, Splash here. Gonna level up some of these other skills here. So Scarlet Edge. Scarlet Edge is really expensive. That's 90 capacity points, and Scarlet Edge is not that good. So that is very, very overpriced. If this game ever gets remade, they should probably reduce the price of that, in my opinion. Okay, and with all of that said and done, we can finally give Lucian a different sword here. So I'm gonna give him a falchion. That's a breakable generic weapon, so he'll do good with the falchion there. Gonna get rid of the emerald necklace. Gonna go to party. And then we're gonna get Arngrim back. And then ability, Mystina. We're gonna put Poison Blow as default for the time being on Mystina. And now, gonna go all the way. Actually, we can take a shortcut. If you fly over here, you can get a nice convenient shortcut to the other side of the map. We can go to Arkdain Ruins just like that. Arkdain Ruins is also a very nice dungeon, similarly to Citadel of Flame, because like Citadel of Flame, it is a very short dungeon, but it's also an extremely useful dungeon. You get a lot of nice items from it. Also, right there, look at that. I love that. It looks like a UFO. Look at that. There's an island floating high up in the sky here. That's cool. Maybe we will be able to see more of that later. Maybe we'll be able to go there later or something. Anyway, just so I don't have to redo all of that menuing, I'm going to save again, so there you have it. Anyway, time for Arkdain Ruins, one of the most important dungeons in the game. Arkdain Ruins, gigantic magic crystals are said to be sealed in these ruins. Yet while many have sought the power contained in these magic crystals, none have returned with it. Could it be that these stones are a myth? None have returned with it. Does that imply no one has escaped this place alive? Or that they simply never found it? That is mysterious. This dungeon is a little annoying, since there are a ton of forced encounters. We get one of the more rare trap chests, so that's right, these ones just spawn an enemy. And I'm pretty sure they all spawn an enemy. So none of them will hit you with an arrow, none of them will freeze you, none of them will explode on you. No, they're all forced enemy encounters. And they're all extremely easy enemy encounters that barely gives you any experience at all. So it kind of feels like it's just wasting my time, but it is no big deal in the grand scheme of things. Got a raptor's claw there. And yeah, there are a lot of chests in this dungeon, thus a lot of forced enemy encounters. Also, here we can see how fast Mystina's casting animation is. So when I use Lorenta first, Mystina's probably going to cast her animation first anyway. Yeah, see, Mystina got the poison blow out first. The best mages have the shortest animations with the best hitboxes, and that's why Mystina is one of the best mages in the game. She's one of the tallest on Einherjar, and she also has an extremely short casting animation. Stun magic right there. Oh boy, we have our first dilemma in the game. You only get one stun magic in the game. Let me just say that. You get one stun magic in the entire game, and that is it. Okay. However, stun magic can be transmutated into another skill. Alright. And that other skill is also the only one in the entire game. So you kind of have to choose between stun magic or the skill that it can turn into. But we'll be getting to that later. We have these Zelda-looking symbols on these platforms here. This game was released shortly after Ocarina of Time. I wonder if that was intentional.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
It looks like the symbol that was on Sheik in Zelda 64. And here you have another one of these battles that you cannot skip. Just wasting our time. These battles would actually be really nice if they gave like good items or good experience, but no, they give less than 1,000 experience. That's like barely anything. Just wasting our time. Get a move on Valkyrie. Get a move on Dark. Awesome. I would argue that that's the best attacking skill in the game. And it's a 2-in-1. Because not only is Dark in my personal opinion, the best attacking skill in the game. I actually think that... Hold on a second, get back up there. I actually think its other counterpart, so it can also turn into Reverie. Both Dark and Reverie are the two best skills in the game. In my personal opinion, they're the best attacking skills. Guts and Auto Item are better in the grand scheme of things, but Guts and Auto Item are not attacking skills. Those are support skills. So Dark can turn into Reverie, or you can just use Dark, and they're both amazing. Both Dark and Reverie are just amazing. Dark allows you to go behind the enemy and attack the enemy like that. So you can just completely go past enemy guards. You can juggle enemies really nice with it. You get more control over your characters with it.
Their souls have been released.
It's one of the funnest skills in the game.
To remain here.
But I'll be getting more into that later. Nightshade right there. And then we got a tricky jump here. This chain is actually really hard to see. It almost blends right in with the background. It's a very slightly different color than everything else. The background here is like green, and that's like a different shade of brown, so... And here we have another forced enemy encounter.
To my side, my noble
Let's see what good items we're gonna get from this. Mystina might get stunned there now. These enemies can stun you if they hit you. And I'm pretty sure they have a 100% chance of stunning you. Like they have a really, really high chance of stunning you if they do hit you. But our defense is really high, so our character should be able to just block it entirely. I have Heaven right there. That's not very useful. And another encounter. Oh, boy.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
I don't think the different colors are different. So here in this dungeon, we encounter many of these brackish mucks. Some of them are different colors. This is a blue one. I don't think the colors make any difference. Like, I don't think different colors drop different items. I don't think they have any different health values or anything like that. Or different weaknesses. I think they're all exactly the same. Resist magic. Look at that. Very, very good selection of items in this dungeon. Very useful selection of items in this dungeon. Okay. Now, this is a little later in the dungeon. I like coming to this room a little early because this room is kinda long. So we have 2 encounters here, and these chests also have encounters in them. And you can only leave this room once you complete every encounter here, and that kind of takes a while. So I personally do like to run into this room a little early in the dungeon, just so I can get it out of the way. But that's just me. So we're gonna kill these enemies here. Arngrim is gonna get stunned there. Yup, I mean fainted. That status element is inconsistently named. In the item menu, it's called stun. And you can get rid of that ailment using stun checks. But in battle, it's called faint. And faint and stun are the same exact thing, so... Alright, get that item there. That went by too fast for me to read it, but I'm sure it was a very good item. Nonetheless, whatever that item was. Okay, another one of these things. This dungeon has the second most amount of forced encounters in the entire game. So there's that there, and now you gotta get rid of the dimension slip on Valkyrie so we can actually leave this plane. So equipment, Valkyrie. Gonna put on the enemy, the timer ring, so that these enemies aren't walking super fast towards me. Bend down before swinging your sword. Because Valkyrie will not be able to hit the enemy with her sword because the enemy's too short. Alright, magic. If you use not Mystic Cross, if you use Poison Blow from the menu, it will hit every target. Nice. Also, this is a good way to show off that Poison Blow is extremely reliable in compared to Mystic Cross. So I use Poison Blow there with Mystina and hit every target for max damage in one hit. That is very nice. However, Mystina, on the other hand, her Mystic Cross, even though it's extremely powerful, it's gonna fly right past some of these small targets here.
Mystic Cross.
Yeah, see that? Some of the hitboxes flew right past the enemies. That's why Poison Blow is so good. So that's a good way to show off the differences in the hitboxes there. Poison Blow and Mystic Crosses are good complements to each other, and wait, is that door open? Oh no, it's not. The door is not open. It's just not rendering correctly at the moment. So yeah, Poison Blow and Mystic Cross are two very good spells to have together. Because while Mystic Cross is just as strong, its hitbox is inconsistent, but Poison Blow can do extreme damage in one hit every time. Mystic Cross has a much better special attack, though. So they're two really good spells that just complement each other really well. These enemies are very tall enemies, so Mystic Cross will hit every target there. And now the door will open correctly. There you have it. I wonder if I can... No, okay. I cannot crystal the... No, fuck. Don't accidentally re-enter this room. If you accidentally re-enter this room, you're gonna have to refight every enemy in here. No, and Valkyrie picks up the chest first. Ah. Okay, do not re-enter that room. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I like to get that room out of the way. And now, let's get a move on. And nope. Okay, up, 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 up. Gotta wait for that Zelda Ocarina of Time symbol block to slowly come back to us. There we go. Just like that. Wasting my time. And a stun check. That's kind of nice. I do like stun checks. Stun checks are, in my opinion, the most useful check, in my personal opinion. Like, it is much more common to get stunned than it is to get frozen or stoned in this game. Much more common. And if these enemies, I'm just gonna run from them. Get out of there. I think the higher avoid you have, the more likely you can run from enemies. I think, at least. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. We also have some forced encounters here. Tons of forced encounters in this dungeon. Luckily, Mystina can just block those attacks before she gets stunned there, and we got an item drop. I wonder what that is. Because I don't really have any clue.
We have no reason to remain here.
That is a base metal. We got one of those in Lizard's Tower. Okay, another encounter here. Oh my goodness!
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
For the love of God, don't use the Soul Slayer if you're using it for whatever reason, because you got it in the previous dungeon and it can heal you. The soul that is the only Soul Slayer in the entire game, and it can break.
It's too easy. What's next?
There are a lot of one-of-a-kind weapons in this game that just break, which is kind of funny. So you'll get the, or like I'll get the Soul Slayer, you'll get the Soul Slayer, Darkness Arrow, nice, and then we'll use the Soul Slayer, and then we'll break it just completely, and then we'll lose it forever because that's the only one in the game. The only one, seriously. Okay, now we got 3 chests here. These ones are really, really out of the way. Really tucked away deep within this dungeon, these 3 chests are, so I wonder if they're any good. Resist damage. That's pretty good. Lapis Lazuli. That's not very good. And an Ether Scepter. That's also not particularly great for the time being. So those are very average items tucked away deep within this dungeon. That is a Triace staple right there. Triace loves... Oh my gosh. Triace loves tucking away items deep within their dungeons. Items that are hard to get to, tedious to get to. And then the item just ends up being useless. Triace tradition. Okay, now let's get a move on. A lot of ladders in this dungeon. The dungeons in this chapter are very vertical. Very vertical. Citadel of Flame also had us climbing a lot with its platforming. So all the way over here is a save point. That's right, there is a save point like tucked away in this dungeon right here. This one is right there. If you want to come get to this one for whatever reason. So yeah, there that is. Feel free to save. So yeah, there that is. And for the love of God, don't enter that room again. Okay, to get up here, we have to make some residue, and then we gotta jump on it, and then we can jump up there, just like that. And then we can climb the wall to get these secret items up here. Oh boy, rainbow. That, ironically, does confusion. So, the rainbow trap in these chests, that is a new trap that will be common in this game. That is confusion. I'm not saying gay people are confused. No, they know their sexuality better than any of us. I swear to God, they do. Okay, rainbow there. Beast Slayer, another Beast Slayer. That's nice. And then, yeah, encounter in this one.
To my side, my
Gonna be a new enemy? Nah. No. Not a new enemy. The same exact enemy as every other enemy trap in this dungeon. Even though this dungeon is short, I would call this a short dungeon. These encounters do make it seem longer than it actually is. Okay, here we have a boss fight. So here's the setup. Icicle Sword, Unicorn's Horn, Glare Guard, and Ether Scepter. That is all we need. Make sure Mystina has Mystic Cross equipped by default, since these enemies are weak to Holy. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get Audi 5000. And the game just froze for a second. Whoa! Who's that in the crystal? You're a servant of Queen Hel of Niflheim, eh? I'll not hand over the soul of the woman sealed in the crystal. What, do you know her? How rude to be called the servant by you. You are nothing but a scared child making empty boasts. Say what you like. My powers may be meager compared with the rulers of the gods, but still they are enough to deal with the likes of thee. She's so amusing. I love her confidence.
Come to me, Dark Warrior.
Yeah, the woman in the crystal. We don't need to know who she is at the moment. That woman in the crystal will get explained later, but it is kind of interesting how Valkyrie here, from that previous cutscene, it does seem to imply a little bit that she does know who that is somehow. I don't know, like, she's like, I will not hand over the soul of the woman in the crystal, and it's like, okay, why is she treating that like it's some kind of mission? Very mysterious. Get unstunned. Nah, she's not gonna get unstunned. Okay, what we are going to do is we're going to charge up the green bar all the way, and then we're going to see if a Lorenta special attack can kill all of these enemies in one foul swoop. So Lorenta, go, and then Valkyrie and Arngrim. Okay, Valkyrie and Arngrim, go. Charge up that green bar all the way. Okay. Valkyrie first, and then Arngrim. That way we will get Lorenta's special attack charged up slightly before we use it. So you see 15 hits down there? Arngrim is going to boost those 15 hits to 23 hits. I think that means that this next special attack will be 0.23 times more powerful. So it'll almost be a fourth more powerful than if we weren't to have 23 hits there. And since we used 2 special attacks before her, this special attack will also be a little stronger, because the more special attacks you do, the stronger your special attacks get.
You are finished, monster.
So yeah, that's just gonna take out everybody in one swoop right there, yeah.
Is this truly justice?
And you don't have to worry about the Ether Scepter breaking, because weapons do not break if you end a battle with a breakable weapon. Hidden behind this girl in the crystal, there's actually a mighty check. That's very, very nice. I would argue mighty checks are the best thing besides Bracelet of Zoe's. It would be cool if we could use mighty checks, but unfortunately Bracelet of Zoe's are just way too good to use anything else. Star Guard, that is also very nice. Very good. Do not give that to Lord Odin. Holy Wand Adventina. Adventia. This is not particularly good, but we're gonna keep it anyway. And the Robe of Britain. We all know the draw at this point. Keep that shit. Anyway, this is strange. Got a blonde woman in a crystal here. Just like our sister, in quotation marks. Just like how she was in a crystal all the way at Brahm's castle. So that's strange. I wonder if there's some sort of connection there. Here is my little theory about why Valkyrie seemed concerned about the woman in the crystal here. So yeah, in that previous cutscene, Valkyrie, for some weird reason, said that she will not hand over the soul of the woman in the crystal, and she said it very defiantly. I think that when Lenneth saw this girl in the crystal, it subconsciously reminded her of her own sister, trapped in the crystal back at Brahm's castle, which is why Valkyrie defiantly told those soldiers there that they will not be taking the soul of this woman in the crystal. So we got some of Valkyrie's humanity slipping out there. But I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too deeply into things, and that might not be what the developers intended at all. But that's what this game is all about. It's all about theorizing about things, which I like. So yeah, this dungeon, a ton of really, really good items hidden away in this dungeon. And it is a pretty small dungeon. See, look at how fast it took us to run out of this dungeon. That took no time at all. Though I will admit all the forced encounters are a little tiring after a while. It wouldn't be so bad if the battle leaving and entering animations weren't so long. Okay, menu here, equipment. We're gonna go to Lucian. Now look how many characters we have. Okay, we have the Falchion equipped. We're gonna give him the Pearl of oh my gosh. The Pearl of fuck me. Anyway, gonna give him that. This is the item I was talking about that you can give Llewellyn, and it'll make Llewellyn better at swimming. So the cutscene in Valhalla where he's seasick will not play. So that's what that is. Also, you can only get that in chapter 4, which is way, way after you would ever want to send Llewellyn up, so I don't know, interesting game design there. Gonna give him an Amber of Happiness and a Rabbit's Foot. And we're gonna give that to, oh my gosh, so many characters, oh my goodness, and then there, and then there. Okay, we're going to transfer. No, Lucian, no, I'm sorry, no. Aww. Yeah, we have to get rid of him in this chapter to get the best ending, which is unfortunate.
Lucian, what is it that has taken root so deeply in your soul that it troubles you still? If you do not wish to answer, I will leave you be. However, I must remind you that you cannot accept your death until you have left your worldly troubles behind. What is it, Lucian? Have you decided to speak?
Would you go with me to that village?
I have no objection.
I was born in this village. We always used to play here, the two of us.
And this house?
My best friend. This was her house. I hated her parents. They were always so cruel to her. But Platina got upset when I spoke ill of them, so I tried to keep my mouth shut.
Her name was Platina?
Yeah. We were so close, but...
But?
One day I found out that her parents were going to sell her. We escaped together. I was just a dumb kid back then. I couldn't think of any other way. I wouldn't let anything happen to her, no matter what. In the dark of night, we ran until our lungs were about to burst. Just like this. Then, we stumbled onto this place. Your helmet. Could you take it off? Exactly like her.
Like that girl?
Yes. That girl Platina. She inhaled the weeping lily pollen and died. It was my fault if I hadn't brought her with me.
And I resemble this girl.
And that's why... I know it's wrong to feel this way about a stranger just because she looks like someone else. But nothing has changed. I still love her.
You see a semblance of your first love when you look at me. But there's a chasm between men and gods that cannot be traversed. Thus, love between the two is not possible. However, Lucian, I hope you live so we can meet again.
Valkyrie be like, something about that white boy tickles my fancy. Also, when you're playing this game on a PS1 with a particularly bad connection, then the petals in that cutscene have a rainbow effect.
And then, we stumbled onto this place.
Okay, I have a theory that I'd like to share with you guys. So, you know how Lucian said that Platina died because the poisonous flowers killed her, and Lucian and Valkyrie were standing around in that field just fine, and they didn't succumb to any sort of illness by being around the poisonous flowers. So Platina died, but Lucian and Valkyrie are able to handle it just fine. Now, what if I were to suggest that Platina could have also survived because those flowers aren't actually poisonous enough to kill anyone? And remember how Platina's grave was in Weeping Lily Meadow? What if Lucian unknowingly buried Platina alive? How is that for a dark theory? Yeah, I'm not trying to dampen the mood. That's just an honest-to-God theory I have, and I just wanted to share it. Now, before I start manipulating the Cave of Oblivion RNG, I am going to do some crafting here, so go to Valkyrie, and we're gonna put on the creation jewel here. Okay, use item. We have resist magic now. That's a new skill. We're gonna use that. Okay, transmute. We can turn darkness arrow into false arrow. Gonna use that. We can turn resist damage into triple distress. And then I'm going to use false arrow and then triple distress. Okay, now we have dark and stun magic. We get 2 darks in this game, and dark is so actually amazing. And it's a double whammy because we can transmutate it into Reverie. Both Dark and Reverie are so good. I don't think Dark or Reverie are any better than each other. I think they're both equal levels of amazing. But we do get 2 Darks eventually anyway. So for this specific Dark, I'm just gonna transmutate that into Reverie. And then I'm going to use Reverie, and now we have Reverie. And when we eventually get our other Dark skill, we can just use that as default to complement our Reverie skill. Now we have Stun Magic. Okay, this is our first and probably only major dilemma that we're gonna face here. Okay? Because we can turn this into Steel Magic. This is the only steel magic in the game, and this is also the only stun magic in the game. So we have to choose one of them. So which is better? Well, Steel Magic has a somewhat misleading name. What it does is it heals you after you kill an enemy. But not your whole party. No, it will only heal the character that has Steel Magic equipped as a skill. When Steel Magic is fully leveled up, it will take 16% of the enemy's HP and give it to you. But only when the enemy dies. If you don't kill the enemy, then you will not be getting any of the HP that it lost. And once again, it only heals a maximum of 16% of what the enemy's HP value was. So this is only somewhat useful on really late game enemies that have a ton of health. And it's not even useful during the battle. No, it's only useful once you complete the battle, so you don't need to waste your items to heal your characters. Instead, you can just use this, I guess. And once you've killed the enemy, you've already survived anyway, because the enemy's dead. So I think Steel Magic is pretty much useless, in my opinion. Personally speaking, I think it's basically useless. So yeah, that is extremely niche in my opinion. But Stun Magic, in my opinion, Stun Magic is very underrated. I do like Stun Magic a lot. At its max level, it will have a 16% chance to stun enemies. So personally speaking, I am going to use Stun Magic. Okay, we're gonna set up Valkyrie Reverie here. This skill is extremely expensive for very good reason. And then we're gonna level up. You can't level up the skills from that menu. Okay, we're gonna level up Guts on Mystina all the way. And then Concentration, set up Guts, and then Concentration. And Lorenta has a lot of capacity points. Just gonna buy something to waste their capacity points on. Anything at all. Okay, set up, auto item. And then we're gonna... Okay, 99%, 100%. And then she can get Concentration. What Concentration does is it reduces the character's charge turns, which is kind of nice. Okay, Reverie on Arngrim, level 4, and then Reverie there. And then we're gonna give him... Scarlet Edge is really bad, charge is pretty good. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to save. Now, in order to manipulate the Cave of Oblivion RNG near Brahm's Castle specifically, what I want to do is I want to reset the game. And huge shout out to Captain K for these RNG manipulations. I'll be linking their RNG manips in the description. It's actually different depending on the version of the game you're playing. So for this version of the game, specifically with the Cave of Oblivion that's near Brahm's Castle, what I want to do is I want to load a save in a dungeon that has 2 non-mages in the party. I have a Citadel of Flame save here and a Cave of Thackus save here. Last time I used the Cave of Thackus save, it didn't work. So I'm guessing it needs to be on memory card 2 for some reason. Would this one work? This is an Arkdain Ruins save. This is a save in a dungeon that has 2 non-mages in the party. And then I want to load a world map save. Just like that. And now I want to open and close the menu 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if I played my cards right, this specific Cave of Oblivion, the one next to Brahm's Castle, all the way on the left side of the map, should have all 8 of its chests spawn now. So don't fall down there. If you fall in these Cave of Oblivions, you like cannot get back up. So you can actually like miss some rooms. Broken Blade, Mithril Ore, Necklace Doll. Those are 3 chests right there. 3 out of 8. Let's hope and pray to the RNG gods. Okay, there's not a big drop there. Okay, this is the big drop. If you fall down this, or if I fall down this, I'm gonna be completely screwed because I'll not be able to climb back up to get the items. So, okay, jump there. Okay, yes. Okay, land there. Oh boy, sweaty palms. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Oh my god. I didn't have the treasure search equipped. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's on now. Okay, it's working. For a second, I was like, no, the chest didn't appear. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Okay, got 5 out of 8. We're doing so good. No, oh my god. I missed the jump input. I thought I was gonna fall all the way down. But no, I landed in the crevice. That's good. Okay. 6. 7? Is that it? There we go. And then 8. You can just barely see it. There we go. This is a really cool looking room. Look at that. It looks like I got like a big, giant, weird egg there. Strange. I wonder what dwelled in here. Okay, there is that Cave of Oblivion right there. Nice. Very nice. That is all the chests in that cave of excuse me, in that Cave of Oblivion. I wish I didn't stutter so much. Okay. Now I'm going to save so I don't have to do that Cave of Oblivion again. And also because we need another world map save for the next Cave of Oblivion. So, yeah, gonna restart. And then same deal. So we're gonna load a save in a dungeon that has 2 non-mages in the party, and then we're gonna load the world map save. The reason why we're doing the same exact RNG manip is because the Cave of Oblivion that's next to Vilnor is actually exactly the same as the one near Brahm's Castle. So it uses the same RNG manip. So, okay, Arkdain Ruins here. And then load that save, and then... Okay, data, load, the world map save, okay. Then open the map 3 times. I mean, open the menu 3 times. 1. 2. 3, okay. I'm focusing really, really hard on this. My commentary is probably just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then when you open the world map save, you want to load this save instead, and then that'll give you the Cave of Oblivion RNG. Okay, so no, fuck, I fell down. Okay, get back up there. Okay, get over there, Valkyrie. Okay. And then, if we manipulated the RNG correctly, we should get all the chests in this Cave of Oblivion, I think. Okay, Broken Blade, Mithril Ore. I don't know why I'm reading this. All these items are exactly the same as the other Cave of Oblivion. So, yeah, down here. The Cave of Oblivion song is a really, really good one. Okay, there. Ether Scepter, Nightshade. Is all the chests in here? Yes, the blue orb around Valkyrie is gone. Okay, don't do what I did last time and just run off like a doofus. You want to... There we go, jump there. Okay. Mighty Check. Ebony Powder, and... You're right there, Iron Ore. Nice. How many Mighty Checks do we have? Newest item first. Look at that, 3 Mighty Checks. Oh my gosh. Mighty Checks protect you from all status ailments, and they also prevent holy damage by 90%, which is really nice. Okay, so there's that Cave of Oblivion, and now I'm going to do the Cave of Oblivion near Ortolia. So this one's a little different. Once again, big shout out to Captain K for the RNG manips. I'll be linking those in the description, because it is different depending on the version of the game one is playing. Okay, so save, and then we're gonna reset, and then what I want to do is I want to just reload the save, and then we're gonna open the menu 5 times. Yeah, for this Cave of Oblivion, we want to reload that world map save, and then open the menu 5 times. So this one's a little different. We don't need to go into a dungeon with 2 non-mages or anything like that, so... Okay, there... And to get all the chests in this dungeon, I'm gonna do it 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that we did that, we should be able to get all the chests in this next Cave of Oblivion. And yes, I said chest there. As in 1 chest, like plural. There's only 1 possible chest that can spawn in this dungeon. So that's kind of interesting. And then this one is like all the way down, I think. Golden egg. Yup, that's the only thing you can get in this Cave of Oblivion. Imagine exploring this entire Cave of Oblivion and that 1 chest doesn't even spawn. Like, you'd enter and you'd just be like, wait, what's the point of this? And now that we did the RNG manip, we should be able to get all of the chests in this Cave of Oblivion? Wait, what the hell? There are no chests in this one.
Our current situation is...
Oh, whoa, +5.
Our current situation, our forces are routing the enemy. If things continue as they are, all is well.
That's good.
Do you wish to know the status of our...
Yes, Llewellyn.
Wish to know his...
And I see that he's still doing poorly up in Asgard. The exploits recognized one is the same one where he just says he's not having a good time. So, battle at Saltbulk River. Battle at Saltbulk River area, first platoon. First platoon was patrolling the region when they came upon an unfamiliar unit. They carried the emblems of the Azer, but there was something funny. What do you mean? Hey, you, follow them, and don't let them spot you. That's not Llewellyn. Yes, sir. Under order, the soldier followed the unit. Less than an hour later, he returned with news. Sir, it's a Veneer unit in disguise. They are headed for the fort at Sawbulk. They're setting up camp ahead. They're setting up camp up ahead. I think they're planning an ambush. I see, good work. The Veneer did not know they were discovered by the first platoon. They were the ones who were surprised. Wait, they were the ones who were surprised. Okay. Let's go for Asgard for Odin. For a second, I thought my dyslexia kicked in there, but no, that was just purely bad grammar on the game's part, and not on my part for once. Okay, Belenis, how you doing? Conversation with Ire, is that new? I think we saw this one already, I'm not sure though. Wounded in line of duty inside the base. Belenis receives treatment from Ire. There you go, all done. Many thanks. Think nothing of it. Healing is my job after all. And your wound was not much. Belenis is like, what? Who is Asaka? What? Don't be so surprised. You cried her name out in your sleep. Over and over again? She was someone dear to me. I see. She was your love. Yes. Lennis, I gotta be real. You kind of sound like a lousy husband. If you're crushing on the maid. Prevent magic experiment Fort Distant, 2nd Platoon. A powerful wave of magic was detected emanating from the Vanir's Fort Distant. It seems that they are conducting large-scale magic experiments there. We don't know what type of experiments they are, but we can be certain that they will not be good for the Azer. The Vanir at Fort Distant are conducting grotesque magic experiments. The strength of the magical energy detected is of massive scale. The Vanir are planning something. I want the 2nd Platoon to attack Fort Distant and stop those magic experiments. I will brook no errors. I will brook no errors? I've never seen that word used that way. Oh, Lennis, there you are. He's a freaking champion. Kashel, how you doing, my main man? I sent you up because I think you're arguably the worst character in the game. Exploits recognized. And because you get a secret scene with Llewellyn, which is cool. Lawfer, my bad. Not Llewellyn, Lawfer. You get a scene with Lawfer with him. Kashel, your exploits of late astonish me. You are working hard. I expect much from you. You can count on me, Lord. Is that it? Yeah, say what you want about the Llewellyn cutscene where he's not having a good time. At least that cutscene is more interesting than whatever that is. Kashel was like, yes, I am good. But no, Llewellyn had personality. Llewellyn was like, I am not doing good. And he said it with passion. Here I go. Bring it on, Kashel. Kashel and Vidir spar together in the castle. After some back and forth, a dull thud is heard as Kashel's sword flies into the air. Suddenly, Vidir's sword is at his throat. Yeah! Hehe, you were close. Damn, I still can't win. Yes, but you pushed me much harder than most of the Azer here. Grrr, well, I'll take you next time. I'll take you on next time. I look forward to your trying. I like your spirit. You're not even tired. Man, you're as tough as Arngrim. Well, I'll beat you someday. There's Kashel, being a freaking badass, practicing with gods like it's nothing. And the lair of the Dragon Worm. In the lair of the Dragon Worm, Lombert Lake, 3rd Platoon, Lombert Lake. The same name as the guy who killed Jolanda. Lombert Lake in the north region. Into this normally placid lake, the Vanir placed a giant dragon worm. Thrashing and writhen dragon worm burned down the surrounding forests. The area has been transformed from a place of beauty to one of great fear. We believe it was the Vanir who put the dragon worm in Lombert Lake. In Lake Lombert. If we let the beast be, we do not know how much more damage it will wreak. We have decided to form a platoon which can effectively battle dragons. I want you of the 3rd Platoon to join up. Go to Lombert Lake and kill that dragon. And that's all there. Alright, Lawfer, it's your turn.
You wish to know the status of our You wish to know his
And look, in the lair of the dragon worm. That's the same one that Kashel got. I like that detail. They're both in the same platoon, so they both get the same missions. That's poetic. They're fighting with each other in Valhalla. It's a warrior's dream. Conversation with Tyre. Lawfer, as a human, you are a good person, but I wonder about you as a warrior. Tyre? While resting in the fort, Tyre suddenly approaches and speaks. I have no complaints about your fighting abilities. What worries me is your fortitude. You demand high moral principles in battle and seek justice by your actions. But a battle is no place for dreamers. Be careful. A moment's distraction invites death. Don't die a meaningless death. That's all I have to say. Tyr. Yeah, Lawfer's morals are just too high for this place, I guess. Lawfer, your exploits of late astonish me. I expect much of you. Yes, I thank you, Lord Thor. I will not disappoint you. You are very confident, but that may also be your weakness. I'm sorry, sir. Well, yes, well, do not overestimate your abilities. I see. So humble is not a Lawfer trait. June. Oh my gosh, taking forever to get the Lucian. at the border of flames. At the border of flames, Citadel Plains 4th Platoon. The 4th Platoon engaged the Veneer forces on the Citadel Plains. The Veneer, positioned upwind, decided to set the grass on fire. The 4th Platoon was cornered behind a wall of flame and forced into battle with the Veneer from a disadvantageous position. Victory in war. No scene for that one. That's it. Conversation with Ear. Wounded in the line of duty, June is administered by Ear. by Ear. At the base. Unfortunately, the wound was not grievous and Ear is optimistic about recovery. There you go, all done. Thanks. Think nothing of it. Healing is my job. It is good to give your all, but how sad it would be to scar up such a beautiful face. Beauty has little use in war. That may be true, but isn't beauty preferable to ugliness? June's just like, what? June's just like, I didn't know the gods were so vain. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you wish to know the status of our Einherjar?
At least June is humble, unlike Lopper, I guess.
You wish to know his status?
He actually judged someone for calling him beautiful at an inappropriate time. That takes a lot of humbleness. In deep thought. Valkyrie. Platina. Is that it? Okay, I guess that's all. Battle at the Juniby Sea. Battle at the Juniby Sea 5th Platoon. The Juniby Sea extends to the west of Valhalla, the largest ocean in Asgard. It is the only way to get from Asgard to Jotunheim. This game, the character pronounces it Jotunheim, I guess. The Veneer Special Forces are currently gathered there.
We have received reports that the Vanir's flying troops are gathering near the Junibe Sea.
Oh, my bad. Junibe. Oh my gosh.
I'm certain they're planning to make a sneak attack on Valhalla when they see a chance. Hurry and take a ship to the Junibe Sea. We must attack them first and wipe out their forces.
How do you know? This seems like a little bit of an overreaction. I don't know, how do you know that they're being hostile over there? Major role in ferocious attack. Oh my god, Lucian, you're doing great up there. Evaluation of desired abilities plus 40. Award of the rank of 15th level god. Inspection of Rum Run Plains. Hey, that reminds me of my name a little bit. Subjugation of demon beasts. Moving to Cape of Arrow. Major role in ferocious attack. Oh my gosh, he's a freaking demon up there. Lead unit. He's also a leader. Damn. Strike a resounding blow. Slightly reduce damage. Defend enemy attack. Passively. Pursuit of enemy. Lucian, look at you. He's been rewarded the most missions of any character we've sent so far. Don't let him escape. Catch him, Lucian. Lucian's unit discovers a Veneer scouting party while patrolling near the base. Most of the enemy were defeated, but one broke through the line and escaped. If he escapes, it will cause trouble later. Lucian, quick of foot, sets out after him. Quick of foot. I've never heard that be used to describe someone being fast. Stop right there. Huff, huff. Ah! Urf! Hope you like my voice acting. I've got you. Enemy is captured because of nimbleness. That's right, Lucian has the nimble trait, so there you have it.
Do you wish to know the status of our Einherjar?
No, I don't want to see it anymore.
About your performance.
Because I trust that they'll do very well without me watching over them. But that still means I love them all equally.
It is magnificent.
Yeah.
These are all the materialized points I can grant you at this time.
1,610. That's so good.
The Lord Odin is pleased with you. He bids me give you these artifacts.
Ether Scepter, Guard Reinforce. Guard Reinforce is so good right now. That's the first one we got of those, and our only character with that at the moment is Shiho. Poison Blow, that's a really good spell. Holy Wand Adventia, already got one of those. Stone Torch, that's pretty bad. Star Guard is very good. Shiny Rupture is very good.
Lenneth, I have a request to make of you. We must form a platoon that can battle the dragons. We need someone who fears not death. One who will fight to the last. We must perform a ceremony. We need a sorcerer, wise in the lore of magic. We need an Einherjar, wise in the lore of monsters. We need swordsmen. Send us a warrior who knows how to wield a blade. Very well. Good fortune. I expect mighty deeds.
All right, chapter 6, 48 periods remaining till end of world. To put that into perspective, we had well over 200 periods at the start of the game. So unfortunately, we had to get rid of Lucian. And Lucian is like one of the most useful characters that you can possibly have on your team. But nah, in order to get the good ending, you have to get rid of Lucian. He would make the final boss a breeze. So yeah, to recap, we got 3 out of the 4 characters that we will have on our final party. We got Dark, and then we turned that into Reverie, one of the best skills in the game. Got Stun Magic. We manipulated the Cave of Oblivion RNG to get all of the chests to spawn, and we did it correctly. So I'm gonna give myself a big pat on the back for that one, because I've never actually manipulated the Cave of Oblivion RNG before on any other playthrough, so I'm glad that it's working as smoothly as it is in this playthrough. So yeah, because of those manipulations, we got a lot of mighty checks, that's very nice, and we are doing better than ever pretty much. So thank you so much for watching, Dark Warriors. I will see you on the Silver Lining. You got this. I believe in you, I believe in us, I believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. Okay. I waited a slightly too long there. Okay. There. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Okay, go. Oh my gosh.